Hello everybody, this is Karen here. Today I've got some ideas about how to make a bug hotel. So a bug hotel is somewhere really nice where all the creepy crawlies that are important to your garden can be attracted to and to live and hopefully breed. Now we want some nice creepy crawlies in the garden because they're really good and keep down all the ones that we don't want, and it's really nice to attract some wildlife into your garden. So this bug hotel has been made from recycled materials. And it's really easy, things that we've found and things that we've reused, so hopefully you quite fancy having a go. You can see it's got all different sections, different types of twigs and plant life and moss and pine cones and leaves and bracken and all different sorts of things that encourage the bugs to go in and to nest and to breed in there and to have a lot of fun as well, because it's like a bit of a playground for them with all those different things to crawl in and out of. And bugs like little dark spaces, and they like things that they can be undisturbed and be safe. So when you've made it, you need to put it in a safe part of your garden where it's not going to be disturbed. Okay, so here goes. These are the things that you're going to need to be able to make this and how you're going to make it. Okay. So these are some of the things that you could use to make a bug hotel. You need to start with your flower pot, and an old terracotta pot's the best because it holds moisture and stops things drying out, which the bugs like it if it's a bit more moist where they live. Some pine cones if you can find them when you're out walking, but they're not essential. Old dried grasses, these were just from when I was in the garden, just tidying up the garden, but you can quite often find it if you go for a walk in the woodland. You'll be able to find some of those. And a range of different sticks, but remember your sticks need to be of different shape, different sizes, different thickness, and they need to be dry enough so that you can snap them into the right size when you just break them with your hands, so they've got to be quite easy to work with. Some rocks and stones and old bits of broken flower pot, anything at all that you find when you're out maybe in your own garden or if you're out walking. Something with a bit of moss is fantastic. And then some cardboard tubes. So these are just toilet roll tubes. They're about the right size. And I've got some little paper flower pots here that I had in the garden, but any little paper container that you could stuff full of twigs and sticks and things is ideal. Okay, so the first things first, you need to put something into the base of the pot to fill it up a little bit. So I've used some pine cones and some dried grasses and things. If you don't have any pine cones, just some dried sticks and dried grass and things that you can push well down into the pot will be fine. Then what you need to do is you need to start filling up the cardboard tubes. Now it's better if you put it into something just so that the twigs don't fall through the bottom when you start filling it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start dropping in all the different sticks that I've collected. So I've got them all roughly round about the right size. So before you start this project, it's a good idea to snap all your sticks. And you want them around about the same height if you can. I'll show you this cardboard tube here, around about the same height as your cardboard tube. Okay, so when you're snapping them, round about that size. So you don't want them too much longer and you don't want them too small. So here's one that's a little bit too long. So I'm just going to take that one out. So they've got to be sticks that you can easily snap with your fingers because you don't need to saw them or anything. And it's better if you snap them. You get some nice rough edges, which the bugs will like better. Anyway, so I'm just going to fill this tube with all my sticks. I'll start with the thick ones and then you can fit in the thinner ones as you're going along. You keep going. Now you need to pack them in really well, because if they're too loose they're going to fall out, which is no good, so we want them nice and well packed in. You keep going, dropping them in and pushing them down until you can't get any more in. You want to be really firmly packed in as much as you can. Sorry, I've got a family of crows nesting nearby and you can hear them. I think it's feeding time, so they can be a bit noisy. There we go, nearly there. Get as many sticks as you can, push them well down into the pot. Okay, and when you lift it up, you should have a nice neat tidy bundle at the end there. Okay, so what we're going to do then is we're going to start, so you can fill 4 of these all together with your sticks, and then what you're going to do is start putting them into the flower pot. So we're going to put them in, 1, 2, 3, 4. them down into the pot. There we go. And make sure that they're well secure as you're going along. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to put in more sticks and grass, dried grass and things round about them. Hold that one up so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so there we've got our four tubes and all the grass. Push them well down and nice and secure. And then I'm going to take these little cardboard pots that I've got and to push them down into the flower pot, like that. So it's really packing everything well in. Really push it down well into the pot because you don't want it coming loose. Okay, so you can see how well that's coming along. Now what I'm going to do is, if you've got any of the pine cones, they're really good for filling in some of the little gaps. You can fill those in there. Just to keep everything firm so it doesn't escape or loosen. But if you haven't got those, you can use more grass, more dried twigs and things and push them down into the spaces. Really pack it in. There we go. I've got some bigger sticks here that I'm going to push in as well. So some bigger sticks here I'm pushing into some of the spaces. So keep cramming the stuff in as much as you can. Use all the little twigs and sticks you can find to push in. Okay, so that's feeling really nice. If I turn it upside down, it's not going to fall out, which is great. So that's when you know you've got them well pushed in, when they don't fall out. I've got some rocks and stones here with some moss. So I'm going to drop those into the pots there. But again, you can just use whatever you find. The important thing is that everything is organic and everything is part of nature. So when you're out on your walks, you can collect many different things and see how many you can cram into your pot to give the bugs as much variety as you can and as many hiding holes and hiding places as you can, because they're going to love that. Now when we're finished and we're happy that we can't cram in any more stuff for our bugs to play in and hide in, then we've got to find a place to put it in the garden where it's going to be undisturbed. And when you finish making your Buckatiel, you need to put it in a really nice, quiet, shaded part of the garden. So mine is here in a little sort of woodland area of the garden, which is very shaded and quiet. So all the little bugs can be quite peaceful and they're not going to get disturbed. The thing to remember is that bugs in the garden, little wood lice and ladybirds and spiders and things, like to be where it's nice and dank and dark. So they don't like too much bright sunlight. So the important thing is to put your Buckatiel somewhere where it's not going to get too much sunlight. Maybe a dappled corner, a shaded corner of your garden where it's not going to be disturbed is the very best place for it to be. Now, you can, obviously we've made ours out of a flower pot, but there's lots of other things that you can make your Buckatiel out of. And this one next to it here is one that I've made out of an old upturned hanging basket. This was an old basket that's seen better days. As you can see, it's got holes and things in it, but it seemed a shame to throw it away. So we took the plastic lining out of it, and what I've done is pushed in lots of twigs, similar things to the things that we used to build this one here. Out of the flower pot, but this one doesn't have any cardboard tubes in it. So just turned the basket upside down, taken off the chains and the plastic inside, and I've just threaded in and stuck in all different sorts of twigs and pine cones and things, and a little bit of moss, all the same things as we used for the other one. And I've sat it on a nice wooden base as well, and the bugs will like to go under the base too. So they'll live in the hotel, but as part of that, they'll also hide in the little dark corners under the wood and things as well. So that's in the same little shaded corner of the garden as well. So it should, hopefully, there'll be some inhabitants soon. Fingers crossed. Well, everybody, I hope you've enjoyed hearing how to make a Buckatiel. Have a go yourself and see what you can come up with, and send us in some pictures. Okay, have fun, guys. Bye.